Welcome to Movie Recall. In today's video, we will be going through the series Wednesday. It's time to recall. Let's get started. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. After the cliffhanger from the last episode where Wednesday realizes that the Hyde is none other than the boy she has fallen for, the final episode begins with Wednesday asking Tyler to meet her in the forest. Tyler asks her if this is a date after she had run away the other night. Wednesday replies by saying that it is a surprise. She then goes on to say that she knows his secret, that he is a Hyde. Tyler is confused, telling Wednesday that these accusations are crazy, but Wednesday keeps going. She says that she had told Tyler that she was going to the old meeting house on Outreach Day when the monster had shown up. He had also overheard her and Eugene talking about stalking the cave, and he probably gave Kinbot the warning and she torched the cave. And lastly, at the Gates mansion, by injuring himself, he misdirected them really well. But what Wednesday wants to know is why he killed Kinbot, because usually Hydes are loyal to their masters. Tyler acts shocked to hear about all this and then asks her if she really thinks that he is the monster and why she called him in the woods to meet him alone. Wednesday replies that she isn't alone, and Bianca and other Nevermore students reveal themselves. Bianca steps up to Tyler and uses her siren song to make him unconscious. The next scene shows us Tyler tied up in chains on a chair as Bianca snaps her fingers to wake him up. They've brought him to Xavier's art studio where no one can hear them. Tyler yet again asks everyone to let him go, claiming that he's a normie. But Wednesday reveals that Tyler's mother was an outcast, a student at Nevermore. She takes out a medical file which states that her postpartum depression had triggered her condition, which is why Tyler's father lives in dread, afraid that she would have passed on her condition to Tyler. This also explains why he remains withdrawn and never talked to Tyler about her. Ajax then gets a text from Enid and asks when Tyler is going to turn into the monster. Tyler still claims to be innocent, but Wednesday says that since she saw him as the monster in her vision, she knows that he is the Hyde. While talking, she brings out various instruments. This makes the other students uncomfortable as they did not sign up for torturing anyone. But Wednesday does not hesitate and proceeds to taser Tyler. This makes the Nightshades walk out, including Bianca and Ajax, as Tyler begs them not to leave him with Wednesday. Bianca and the others go directly to Weems and she calls the sheriff to tell him about the problem. The sheriff, meanwhile, had been listening to a recording made by Dr. Kinbot where she mentions that whenever she talks to Tyler about his mother, he becomes cold and detached, and it is as if he is an entirely different person. Back at the art studio, Wednesday demands to know what Kinbot was planning and why she was collecting all those body parts, while Tyler asks her to stop as he does not know what she is talking about. As police sirens sound in the distance, Wednesday picks up a hammer and is about to strike Tyler when the police break in and the sheriff shouts at her to stop and drop the hammer. Next scene, Wednesday, Tyler, and Weems are at the police station. Weems is clearly pissed off at Wednesday and tells her that the sheriff is not pressing kidnapping charges, which is a miracle. Wednesday says that of course he isn't, then asks him how long he has known about Tyler. Yelpin fully believes that Xavier is their culprit and Wednesday storms out. Tyler calls out to her to wait, and after convincing his dad that nothing is going to happen to him as they're in a police station, comes over to talk to her. Wednesday asks him what he wants, and he replies that he simply wants to ask her a question, which is, "How does it feel?" Wednesday asks, "How does what feel?" And Tyler says, "To lose." He goes on to say that in the beginning, he'd wake up in the forest without clothes, covered in blood and confused. But over time, he started remembering how he had killed all those people and how much he had enjoyed it. He leans in close and tells Wednesday that she has no idea what's coming. Then his expression changes from menacing to innocent and he walks away, with a seething Wednesday glaring at him. Back at the academy, Weems informs Wednesday that her actions today have led to her expulsion from the school. Wednesday says that the others did not have anything to do with it, and Weems remarks that for someone who claims to not have any friends, she certainly goes out of her way to protect them. Wednesday retorts by saying that the others did not have the guts to do what needed to be done, and Weems is happy to know that they were against kidnapping and torture. Wednesday points out that Tyler brutally disemboweled 6 people and harvested their body parts. Weems says that she cannot believe Wednesday, and maybe if she had come to her with this information, they could have worked together. But Wednesday points out that their relationship was never one of trust and cooperation. Weems smiles, saying that she admires that Wednesday trusts her gut, but this also makes her impatient and impulsive. Wednesday almost yells that Tyler is the monster and he confessed to her. She also says that his mother was an outcast and if she got more time, she could prove that they are Hydes. But Weems shakes her head, saying that there is no more chance of making any deals and she should go and pack her steamer trunks. Wednesday takes an opportunity to visit Xavier in jail while Thing distracts the guards. She tells Xavier that she knows he's not the Hyde and that Tyler used her to frame him. He asks her how she knows, and she admits that she saw it in a vision when they kissed. This angers Xavier, and he says he's glad she was getting some action while he was falsely accused. Wednesday admits that she should have believed him and tries asking for his help, but Xavier is having none of it. He tells her that he tried being her friend, but she's toxic. Whatever she gets involved in, people get hurt. When she shows him the picture, he tells her if she wants to stop this from happening, then she should just leave. If she's not there, this can't happen. Back in her room, Enid helps Wednesday pack and tells her that she'll miss her. Wednesday replies in her own way that she'll miss her too. Enid asks her if she has any sneaky plan of not leaving, but Wednesday has taken Xavier's words to heart about preventing the foreseen event from happening by leaving. Enid then mentions that on a good note, Eugene's mom informed her that he woke up last night. Thing and Enid say their goodbyes, and Enid tries hugging Wednesday, but backs off when she realizes that Wednesday is not comfortable with hugging. Downstairs, Bianca and the Nightshades apologize to Wednesday, saying that the plan was not to get her expelled. Wednesday says that the Nightshades need to be ready for what is coming, otherwise a lot of people will die. Miss Thornhill also arrives to say goodbye to Wednesday with a parting gift of white oleander, one of nature's deadliest plants. She tells Wednesday that she is sorry to see her go and can't wait to see what Wednesday achieves in life, as she is a very talented young woman. Weems comes to escort Wednesday to the train station, and Wednesday asks her for a final favor. Wednesday visits Eugene at the hospital, who is happy to see her. She apologizes to him for not going with him that night, but Eugene dismisses it, saying that it's all cool. They exchange notes on what happened, with Wednesday updating him about Kinbot. She also tells him that the monster is a hide and is still at large, so he can't go back to Nevermore, not even to check on his bees. Eugene says he doesn't remember much of what happened, only that the figure who set fire to the cave was dressed in black clothes and red boots. Wednesday's face lights up in a grim realization. The scene changes to show us Marilyn Thornhill in her greenhouse working with some glowing blue chemicals. Wednesday walks up to her and confronts her dorm mom about being Laurel Gates. She says she usually has great respect for well-executed revenge plans, but this one was too extreme even for her high standards. We see Marilyn pocket one of the full syringes while denying Wednesday's claims. Wednesday says she can drop the act, as Tyler has told her everything. Just then, Tyler steps into the light. Wednesday continues talking about how Marilyn's father would have kept an eye on the outcast community and would have known about the hides. This is why Marilyn approached Tyler and told him the truth about his mother. They eventually practice his turning in the cave, with Marilyn using a plant-based derivative to trigger his transformation, but eventually Tyler became loyal to her. Marilyn, or Laurel as we should say, shrugs and drops the act. She tells Tyler to finish Wednesday once and for all. She walks up to him and tells her how she sent Tyler after Wednesday, but Wednesday claims that she never went to the station and asks Tyler if he's heard enough. The camera moves to Tyler, who is actually Principal Weems. Laurel watches in shock as Weems tells her not to make this more difficult than it is, but Laurel refuses to go down this easily and stabs the syringe into Weems' neck, who collapses as nightshade poison courses through her veins. As Wednesday kneels down and helplessly watches Weems die, Laurel knocks her out with a blow to the head. Watching all this is Thing, who hurries away. Wednesday wakes in Crackstone's crypt, tied up and surrounded by candles. Laurel explains how she is a descendant of Joseph Crackstone, and just like the founding father, she wants all outcasts eradicated. She plans on resurrecting Crackstone using the body parts Tyler collected, and it would seem that Wednesday's blood is the key to unlocking Crackstone's tomb, and a blood sacrifice is required. The body parts and Wednesday's blood are used to summon Crackstone from the dead. His first act is to stab Wednesday, thinking she is Goody Addams, and leave her for dead. Marilyn and the zombie Crackstone head to Nevermore to finish off the remaining student population. Goody Addams appears, telling her that Crackstone can be stopped if he's stabbed in the heart. She heals Wednesday back to full health with the powerful talisman Morticia Addams gave to her, which she reveals can be used to channel the dead. Wednesday runs out of the crypt to head to Nevermore. Meanwhile, Enid goes searching for Wednesday after Eugene calls her, worried about Wednesday not responding to him, while Thing arrives to give her the rest of the information. But on her way, she starts to finally wolf out, morphing into a werewolf for the first time. Tyler finds Wednesday on her way to the school and morphs into the monster and attacks Wednesday. Enid comes to her defense and fights off the hide. Meanwhile, Bianca and the Nightshades try to do what they can to prepare against Crackstone's attack. They make good use of their siren song to evacuate the school. Crackstone breaks into Nevermore Academy and starts to cause chaos with his magic stick. The school is evacuated and Wednesday grabs the same sword used by her father to fight off Garrett Gates to take on the undead pilgrim. Sheriff Galpin, who was escorting Xavier, gets a call about trouble at Nevermore and turns around. He then notices a tracker telling him that Tyler is in the forest and stops to investigate, leaving Xavier behind. Thing arrives and helps him escape. Galpin finds the monster and a werewolf fighting in the woods and calls out to the hide, saying his son's name. He then shoots at the monster, and Enid kicks the hide for a final blow. Tyler morphs back into his fragile human form and is cradled in his father's arms. Wednesday takes on Crackstone, but he's too powerful. They spar, but Crackstone manages to shatter Wednesday's sword. When Xavier arrives and attacks him, he stops the arrow in midair and turns Xavier's arrow right back at him, but Wednesday steps in front of Xavier, taking the hit. Crackstone gains the upper hand and heads over to kill the outcast. Fortunately, Bianca appears, stabbing Crackstone from behind and saving Wednesday's life. Wednesday then stabs Crackstone in his black heart, finishing off the job. The founding father melts away into nothingness. Laurel arrives with a gun, to which Wednesday retorts that bringing a gun to a sword fight is the smartest thing Laurel has done so far. Laurel says that she might not have succeeded in killing the outcast community, but she can at least kill Wednesday. Before she can shoot the girl, though, a swarm of bees attacks her. This is shown to be controlled by Eugene. Wednesday then steps up to kick Laurel into unconsciousness. Then, we see the school students standing confused and scared in the forest. Enid arrives and Ajax immediately runs over to her. She asks about Wednesday, but no one knows anything. Just then, Wednesday, Xavier, and Bianca are seen coming towards them. Enid rushes over to her friend, and the two best friends finally hug. After all the bloodshed, the school is closed early, and the students say their goodbyes until next semester. Wednesday seems to have been fully accepted in the school now. She and Enid come to Larissa's office. Enid says that she is going to miss Weems. Wednesday agrees, saying that they didn't see eye to eye, but Larissa Weems was a strong woman and did all she could to protect what she loved most, Nevermore, and for that, Wednesday has immense respect for her. To show his thanks for taking an arrow for him, Xavier gifts Wednesday her first phone. He states that his number is already in the phone if she would like to text him once in a while. Wednesday is then whisked away in the Addams family hearse. She opens her new phone and sees that an unknown sender has left her a few messages. These include secretive snapshots of Wednesday and the line, "I'm watching you." Wednesday narrates how she has landed her first stalker and that they may be her new nemesis too. As the car drives away, Tyler is seen in chains in a heavy-duty truck. He morphs into his monster form as the first season ends. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get more movie story recap videos.